the OPPO Find N6. Now, this has what OPPO call the world's first zero fill crease, because when you put your finger across it, it's got the least feeling crease from any other foldable out there. Can you still feel it? Yes. Can you still see that crease? Yes. Is it as prominent as other foldables? No, this is the least creased foldable out there. And the way OPPO have also achieved this is pretty impressive, right? They've got the second generation titanium flexion hinge, which they're calling, and it's got the industry's first 3D liquid printing. So what they've done is, as far as I understand, is the gaps within the hinge, they've laser scanned these and liquid 3D printed. So all of those gaps of that hinge are filled in to push out that crease as much as possible. They've also got this auto smoothing flex glass, which is 50% thicker. And I'm going to be honest with you, creases have not really bothered me on foldables since the Fold 1, because when you're looking at the device head on, you don't really see it anyway, right? You don't really see. It's only when somebody's looking at it from the side. For some people, it actually bothers them a lot. If you are one of those people, the Find N6 might be the device for you. And it's not only that, right? It's a full-fledged device. You've got IP56, IP58, and IP59 water and dust resistance. So it's almost fully dust proof, not completely dust tight like the Magic V6, but it is completely watertight, so it can also withstand high pressure jets. Got 6.62-inch cover display and 8.12-inch folding display. Both of them are 1 to 120 hertz. Very compact and thin, so when it's closed, it's around 8.93 millimeters, 225 grams, which makes it roughly about the same size as a standard bar-shaped phone. And also the cameras. We've not got many compromises with the cameras. I've actually been testing this out as well. You've got, firstly, I would say one of the smallest camera modules on any foldable smartphone. So it doesn't really protrude out. There's not much of a camera bump. You've got 200 megapixel primary camera, a 50 megapixel ultra-wide camera, a 50 megapixel periscope zoom camera, and you've got two 20 megapixel selfie cameras, one on the cover and one on the inner side. 6,000 milliamp hour silicon carbon battery. So this is larger than what we've got on the Fold 7 and potentially what we're going to have on the Fold 8. 80 watts of wide charging, 50 watts of wireless charging, and we have OPPO's AI Pen, which works not only on the cover display but also on the folding display, and it also has Bluetooth. So you're going to be able to use it as a remote trigger and do things like that, which you can no longer do even on the Samsung Galaxy S device, right? So OPPO have kind of like really tried to do this. One thing I'm not sure about, right? One thing that I'm not sure about is does it have a digitizer like Samsung devices do, right? So it has 1096 levels of pressure sensitivity, but it's not got a proper digitizer like Samsung does. So it might not give you the exact feeling that you would do with Samsung style of S Pens. And this is the reason why it also works on the cover display. Price around the same price, around $2,000. I mean, it's a very impressive foldable, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. One of the things that I really like about it is the cameras. The cameras are good. Especially on the foldable plane. Now I have to kind of gauge it away from regular phones to foldables. The cameras are a little less in general.
Yeah.
But one thing I noticed, because I'm doing a comparison with the Z Fold and the Magic V6. So whenever you watch this video, it will be live then. Um, 6X on there is really good, and that's something the Z Fold just doesn't have. It's all digital at that point.
Yeah.
So the camera is solid. I think with the crease, you're looking at something that, yes, like you, I'm not usually bothered with the crease, but when I saw the difference, I was like, I guess I've been living in the past, for a long time. But it's nice to see that. I think OPPO really has done a good job in making this stand out as a solid device. Battery at 6,000 milliamps, which is better than a Galaxy flagship. Forget the foldable, those kind of things. They've set certain things that said, hey, look, we're going to try and give you the best of what we can do within the foldable space. I like that there. I think, right now Samsung is in a very interesting position because on the main tier line of devices, they're getting stiff competition there. On the foldable side of devices, there's stiff competition, with matching devices in terms of thickness or thinness, if you will, battery life, camera, crease, I mean, it's good to see competition. So I really like the way this device has hit the nail on the head for a lot of people. And yes, it might not it's not gonna be available in the US markets for us here in the US. But it's something that at least generally there's more competition on the market for people to check out that go, okay, this is definitely worth picking up.
I think so. This is the thing. I mean, there's always been lots of competition, but I think Oppo this year have been like, they've very confidently said that their crease is going to be less than anything released this year or maybe even next. They're like very confident about this zero fuel crease, and it is very impressive. And as a device, an overall device, a very impressive device, and it really should give a push to others to improve some of these things. And I think Oppo, like with they're really just trying to make a statement here, right? Okay, this is our foldable, and it is the best foldable you can buy. Honor have also done a good job with their V6, but like with this zero field crease, and you were talking about the camera, I was actually doing some zoom tests on this. It does have the AI zoom, which works offline, and you can go up to 120 times, and then obviously it's gonna fill in the details for you with AI, but it does a good job. You know what I mean? It's something that the Fold 7, for example, can't do. It can't go all the way to 120 times, right? So this is where, like, and especially considering this camera bump, like, look how small that camera bump is, right? It's not going to rock on the table. It doesn't protrude out so much. But regardless, this is where I think Oppo are trying to say, hey, look, you don't have to compromise when it comes to a foldable. You still get pretty much everything that you do when you have a regular bar-shaped phone, but this one just folds out with a larger screen. Yeah, foldable competitions this year is getting pretty high. You know what's interesting, actually, on a side point, this is the first year I've seen a lot of people with foldables who I wouldn't expect to have a foldable, and I think that's thanks to the Fold 7. So I'm going around and I'm like meeting friends, and they're like, yeah, I bought the Fold 7. And so many people were very impressed with the Fold 7 because it kind of was the first one where there wasn't really major compromises. It's like, look, you still got a 200 megapixel primary camera. You still have, a very usable front display. You have thinness, so it's not hugely thick. It doesn't feel like a brick in your pocket or anything like that. All of these things. And I think this is where the change is coming, right? So I think more and more people, especially when we get the iPhone Fold, I think 2026 is going to be the year of foldables because you're going to have more people on foldables than ever before.
Oh yeah, I think once the iPhone Fold comes in, I mean, this is a side comment. I think this is Apple's year simply because they will launch two devices clearly that meets consumers either needs and wants. So the first one is the MacBook Neo. That's more of a need because the price point approaches a need. And so far it's been selling well. And then the second one is the iPhone Fold, which is a want because iPhone users who don't want to switch over have been like, I kind of like that foldable. I'm really liking what I see. Now Apple's like, you can have it, right? So I think this is going to be, it's going to get right. It's going to be a foldable year, and I think 2027 is going to be the year where we see the Chinese manufacturers step up their game again on foldables, where they might bring say someone like Oppo might bring the Find N6 camera system into the foldables, maybe not the Ultra, but just the 9 Pro system into the foldables. And then they're like, hey, look, now there's no compromise. We give you no crease, better battery life than everybody, and now you've got a camera. And then it's going to get slightly thicker again because just housing all that fun stuff. But at that point, you're like, I now have a tablet. The conversation we've had for years on the Fold space. I have a tablet, I have a phone, and I have a camera system that I like. That's where it becomes, I have my whole unit. I don't need to carry anything else. Or at least maybe my laptop, just because I need something of a bigger screen to do work, and that's about it.
It's an interesting time for sure.
I hope you enjoyed that clip. If you want to hear the full podcast episode, then that will be linked down below. And if you want to see more clips like this, then be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss them.